Hello, everybody. My name is Caroline. I work for Create Your Future. I'm a coach. I am available for one on one coaching, and every week I put out a video on YouTube trying to address some topics that you guys request or just talking about the law of assumption. And I am using a lot of examples that are not only from my own experience, but also with clients, their progress, and sometimes also what keeps us stuck. Just because you can relate to those examples often, and I think it's helpful. I found it helpful for myself. It's helpful for um, some viewers, and this is what we're gonna keep on doing. So right now, I have a comment from one of my previous videos that I will read. I know I have a whole bunch of comments that I need to address, and also a part two video to do from one that was posted last June, and it's all going to be put out. So let's start with this one. Today the comment is about crumbs, meaning what if your specific person, you are in love with them, you want to be with them, but at the same time you're not getting the most satisfying, fulfilling relationship. That happens. Okay, and so also in the comment section, one person says, well, if your SP is giving you crumbs, then why do you want to be in a relationship with this person? um, yes, it's a valid point. Why would you want to be in a relationship with such a person? However, in real life, it's often a little bit more complex than this. We do love people, and they may not give us everything that we want, right? So, um, this particular person who commented and is talking about crumbs, um, yeah, it's not fun to receive the crumbs. That's not what she wants for the relationship. She wants to improve this aspect of the relationship. It doesn't mean that um, this viewer does not love SP, right? So, what can we do? Well, we can do several things, but before we go into it, I'm going to read the comment. I believe it's a woman who says that. Yes. Oh, yes, of course. Um, all right. Crumbs with SP is gross. We agree. That's not what we want. We are here to create. We are the creator of our own reality. We are a consciousness, and everything that is in our 3D reality is a reflection of our beliefs, of our assumptions, of our thoughts, right? So, why create crumbs? Why accepting crumbs? That's something that we somehow can control and we can turn around. So if you are in love with your SP and you're not getting what you want, you can choose to go with another SP, of course. You can also choose to just face, I'm going to say, I'm not going to say mistake or flaw, that would be the wrong choice of words, but this aspect of your creation that's not satisfying, to improve it. All right? So, subscriber continues. Question: what to do if SP spends the most romantic. No, that's not. There's no light, too much sun. Let me correct this. What to do if SP sends the most romantic text, hugs, beautiful compliments, but says he's rich, but buys me cheap fast food, not even a meal. I get like the side dish, appetizer, I think it's called. For example, he gets a burger and brings me only French fries to eat. Like, no, I need to manifest a rich SP who tells me he's rich and takes me to like five-star restaurants with a beach view or a snow-capped mountain view. Like, no crumbs. Like, this is uh, no crumbs like this, sorry. I need some manifesting help. Or like my aunt is rich and buys my cousin the most expensive shampoo imaginable, but I get like the cheap stuff when I am a person of high value. Please help. All right. Um, Very interesting. We talk about self concept. Self concept is what we think of ourselves and the beliefs that we hold. Okay, so you can have a very high value self concept of yourself. You know you're a good person. You know you're amazing. You know you're you know a great value person. You can know this for yourself, and that can be reflected in your life when you are by yourself on your own. You can also have hold the belief that's who you are in regards of your friends, your family members, your co-workers, right? Or just strangers. And that continues to be reflected in your life. It does not mean that if you have that high self-concept of yourself, you are still hold this when you are in this equation of a relationship with an SP. And that happens quite often, that the self-concept we have of ourselves within the dynamic of the relationship is actually different from the self-concept we have when we are on our own or dealing with family members, strangers, friends, co-workers, etc., right? So it's you can have this high sense of worthiness, but you might not have it in the context of a romantic relationship. And that's okay. You just need to be aware and recognize this. How do you know? Well, very easy. You look at your 3D reality and you see it being reflected. So if you are getting crumbs from your SP, if your SP is going to the fast food restaurant and not even getting you the whole meal, just the French fries, what's going on there? Well, you may hold this um, like sense of worthiness when you are in the relationship, or you can simply have the assumption that SP might be rich, yes, yet he's cheap. You might hold the beliefs or the assumption that he doesn't spend money on you. Or also, it could be that maybe in the past, um, SP did something and you said, oh my God, you're so cheap. And then maybe you complain about it without realizing that you fed this thought a lot of energy and now it keeps on being pushed into your reality. And what more, the more you see, the more you reaffirm, you restate the fact that SP is cheap and it's not, he or she, in this case, he is not spending money on you, right? So there's the power of complaining, the power of labeling a person, meaning that you are assigning this role to this SP, saying, well, you know, you SP, you cheap. You don't take me to Ocean View restaurants, 5-star restaurant. You don't take me to Mountain View, gorgeous 5-star restaurant. You don't take me to resorts around the world. You cheap. Every single complaint is a declaration, is another statement. It's an affirmation. And what do? What do you get? I mean, you get more of it in your 3D, right? So I think in this case, like in any wonderful cases, you just observe your 3D, and your 3D is your answer. You know, like right now, your 3D is, I'm not satisfied in this relationship. I wanted a rich SP, and I got one, yet he's not spending the money on me. Okay, right there, that's not something that you're going to continue to complain about. That's something you're going to affirm. SP is just this incredible, amazing person who loves to spoil me and takes me to the most amazing places on earth, and always takes me to the most amazing resorts and restaurants around the world or wherever, right? And that's going to have to be your affirmation. So you have to switch from the complaint to affirm what it is that you want. Okay? Um, so really, you reassign the role. You have to remember that SB is not acting this way, being cheap and giving you crumbs just because. He is a reflection from your consciousness. He is a reflection of the assumptions that you're holding about this person, right? Um, Basically, you have unconsciously assigned this role to him. So now, of course, we can go back and see what happened, why you believe that of him. Maybe, like I said earlier, maybe he did something one time and then you start complaining a lot about it, and that keeps on happening. Or maybe it's something that happened in the past when you were younger or in a different relationship. Or it could be because you mentioned in the text also, and you say, my aunt is very wealthy and buys the the best shampoos that exist out there for my cousin. So right there, that can be another belief, like, well, my aunt is buying this to my cousin. Nobody's bought this for me. When do I get the best product? When do I get someone to buy me the most expensive products out there? Why do I always get the cheap ones, the crummy ones, right? I'm not saying when it's cheap it's crummy, not necessarily, but I'm just going along with the comments from this section, from this subscriber. So, um, it could be, and that could be something that happened when you were very young. Um, that you noticed that you had a family member who had more money and was able to buy certain things of a better quality, and you realized that you were not getting that, and you reacted to the 3D, that you realized that, well, that's what I want and I'm not getting it. So from that point you have two choices. You said, oh, 3D is showing me that it's possible for a person to buy another the best products and the most products out there, and I'm not getting it. So with the law of assumption mentality practice, you are going to say, thank you, 3D, for making me aware of what I want. What I want is to maybe be myself wealthy enough to always be able to buy the best products. So I'm going to change my thoughts and start affirming for that. Or just say, well, me too, just like my cousin. I am blessed to always have people who spoil me and buy me the best things that are available in the market. So I believe that in this example, when it happened, you did not look at 3D saying, thank you for making me aware of what I want, and I'm going to start right now affirming for that. Instead, which most of us do in many cases, or we at least have done it in the past at least once, but I'm sure more than that, we react and we say, oh my God, this is unfair. This is not fair. Why does my cousin get it and I don't? So anytime you have this feeling of injustice, unfairness, we go back into that, victim energy. And when you are in this victim energy, you're giving away your power, right? You're saying that, well, I'm not in control. I'm not in control of my thoughts. I'm not in control of my reality. You temporarily forget that you and only you get to think and create in your quantum bubble, meaning that everything that you experience in your 3D is always a reflection of what is going on in your consciousness. And thoughts, beliefs, assumptions is what is in your consciousness, and that's what is being pushed out. When we say it's being pushed out, it means that it's being reflected, it's being mirrored in your 3D, right? So what I would suggest you do is really start thinking that, you saying in your comment that you have a very high self-worth, like high self-concept. You know your value. Now I would say I know my value, and my value is reflected in every single one of my relationships and circumstances, not only with, you know, myself alone, but my family, my friends, strangers, my coworkers, and of course, especially for my SP. My SP spoils me. My SP is such a generous person. When now we criticize him as being cheap, let's not dwell on that energy. No, we are going to switch and say, thank you, 3D, for making me aware that I actually assume constantly that my SB is cheap. No. From now on, we're going to switch this. My SB is generous. My SB is extremely generous, and my SB really, showers me with gifts and amazing surprises, and they're lavish. You don't have to choose that. I'm just going with the example of the subscriber, right? That's what she wants. So that's exactly what she can have, and that's what she can create. So it's just a matter of, observing the 3D and have the choice. Am I going to continue complain about the 3D and get more very unpleasant and satisfying, or am I going to say, hey, awesome, thank you, 3D, yeah, now I am going to go that direction, and this is what I'm going to create. Why did I ever assume that my SP was cheap? What a silly choice to make. What a silly role to assign to this person. Because it doesn't make me happy. It doesn't satisfy me. So you switch. You're aware, you recognize, and you breathe it out, and then you go back and you affirm until it gets pushed out. If that's what you keep on affirming, and if you, very important, see yourself, you embody that role for yourself. Who are you? I am the person whose boyfriend spoils all the time. I am the person who is always pleasantly surprised, like incredibly surprised by my SB, because my SB is always planning amazing, dinners, weekends, getaways, and it's always lavish and so luxurious and so beautiful and so exquisite, and he does this with so much elegance, and it's so delicate, it's so it's just so beautiful. Do you want to start seeing your SP in this light? Can you? Of course you can. I know you can, but do you have to make the choice. All right, so you make that choice, and you embody the role of the person who lives this life, who receives those gifts, and can give in return the appreciation, the gratitude. So I think from what I'm reading in this short comment, you have assumed the role of the person who gets the crumbs, who gets the side dish in the fast food restaurant, not even the full meal. All right, no more complaining about it. Embody the person who is spoiled, who is receiving it all. All right, so I think that's about it for this comment. I will address more in more videos. Guys, we are still giving away a course on how to manifest fast after pointing out, discovering your blocks, right? And what else? Still have the 50% off on all my hypnosis and bundles. So you have to enter code SAVE50, SAVE50. If you need assistance for the order, just send an email to the office. They will help you. Also, all the affirmation tracks are going for $25 right now. So, same thing. You can order them yourself on the website. And if you need help, just email the office and we will help you. Um, what else did I have to say? I think that's it for now. I will see you next week. I intend you have a fabulous, magnificent week, and I love you all. Bye bye.